Welcome to another build at Backwoods Skateboards. Today we're building the usual 825. I already had it set aside, so it's over here. Right there. There. That one. Everything straight. Alright, so like I said, we're making an 8.5. This one's going to be a little shorter, 32.12, which is eighth of an inch, not much. Now you'll have to hang with me, bear with me. Not much on the talking about what we got going on here, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Apparently I can live chat. Let's see what that's all about. Welcome to live chat. Learn more. I don't want to learn more. We're just going to skip the live. What is that? Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm still live. Okay, good. Good. Now. Alright. I don't know how to do the chat, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, we're making a skateboard today. Back you up a little bit. There we go. Now we can see everything. Alright. First order of business. Sharpened pencil. Gotta have a sharpened pencil. Tape right there. My brain is not braining. Yeah, Twin Mellow, that's what you like to see. So we're trying to find the center from here to here. Got it. Now we're doing the same for the other side. Okay. You can use any number you want. I like to choose 18 because that's half 36. That's how long this motherfucker is. Oh, maybe I should have cussed. So anyway, now I have my center lines right there, right there. We're ready to get it going. Now the wheelbase on this one we're making, that is so dusty. Okay. The space from here to here is your wheelbase. Now on most decks it's 14 and a half, 14.25, just depends. Now I'm going to make this one 14 and an eighth. Now that's a little smaller than usual, but it won't be bad. It won't be too small. Seven and a 16. 7 and a 16 gives you 14 and an eighth. Who knew? Fourteen, 1/8. Now, there we go. Okay, we're good. you joined us before, you will know what this process is all about. And what we're doing here is we're getting our straight edges so we can then get our next parallel line. And then once we have both of those, we'll be able to lay out our trucks. Tell me how awful this yellow light is, right? Like, this shit's whack. Ugh. Yellow, like, I got these lamps. Right, you can't really see them behind the pole. Anyways, it's not good. I'm working on a new spot. Hopefully I'll have it soon. So, once we have that, now, we've got to find our distance on this side. Now I know from experience that these are about 11 inches, so I use 5.5 as my, my center divider to find my center point. Okay. I don't remember putting that on there. Oh yeah, maybe I did. Oh, what an idiot. Oh man. Alright, now I'm ready to do this. Hope you're all hanging with me. I'm sorry, it's not very fun process to watch sometimes, so I apologize for that. However, it is a process some people want to know. Some people out there just search all day for shit like this, just general things to see. I don't know, whatever. Who knows? Anyways, what we're doing here, we found our centers. Now this should be dead center of the board, both this way and this way. So that tells me that that should be perfectly where my trucks want to be. Now, if this is put in the press correctly, we should be okay. We're going to find out. I mean, it looks alright. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see there. Now it's time to put some holes in it. Y'all hanging with me? Y'all bored yet? I know, it's pretty boring. Not a lot going on. It's not exciting. But it is what I'm doing. Either way, I appreciate y'all joining me, sticking with me, watching me make these skateboards. It's a really cool process. I enjoy it. No. Okay. Now what I did there was I just made sure, kind of went back and popped through the holes again just to make sure that everything was going to be set the way it should be. Now, test it. Got some old independent. There you go. Independent. Perfect. Now, we're ready to shape. Hello, everybody. Yeah, just doing the live. Don't know much about what's going down with live nowadays, but this is what I'm doing. I'm making skateboards, and super exciting, super exciting. All right, as I said, this is going to be 8.5 inch wide. So, half of 8.5 is 4 1/8. What I like to do is I'll put my 4 1/8, 4 2 5, not 4 1/8. How you guys gonna let me mess up like that? Four two five. 4 2 5. Now, I didn't used to do those, but it's something different. Break everything. Just gonna break it all. 4 2 5. 4 2 5. 4 2 5. And finally 4 2 5. Now I can connect the dots. Sometimes it feels like it's this old house, you know, like ain't a lot happening and everything. Old man? God, I've been hearing that a lot lately, man. Look, I think I got that line off. I think I got that line off a little bit. Looks a little off. Maybe it's not. We good, we good. 8.5. Don't worry, Dooney. I got this. I got this. Alright. It gives us our 8.5. Straight across. Yes, we do. Now, we need to get our lengths. So this one's going to be special. Put my space here. There we go. Now, even though this is a twin mold, he still wants a specific nose and a specific tail. I'm going to try to accommodate that. We'll see how it works out. On a twin, you don't really tell, but it's not much of a difference in size. Now, from my recollecting, one of them was 7 inches. And the other side is going to be 6 and 3/4. So we're talking about a 1/4 of an inch difference from one end to the other. Not a great deal, but it's enough that they'll probably notice. There we go. Got it. Now, just to make it easy, I'm going to put 7 right there. I know everything's backwards and everything, like looking at a tape measure just looks funky because it's backwards. I don't like it. Alright. Pretty nice nose, huh? So this is, I'll probably copy this one. What do you think? I made this one a bunch of years ago. I ended up skating it myself because the customer never ended up buying it. Excuse me. So I think I'm going to try this one. Now trust me from experience, it's much better to trace one of these out that you've already done in the past than to make a new one every single time. Don't get me wrong, I love drawing up these shapes as much as the next guy, but sometimes people want that precision nose, that precision tail. And if you do it by hand, it can just be exhausting. Alright, anyways. I just use regular old 16 penny nails to help line it up. Since this one happens to be an 8.5 too, I really kind of lucked out here with everything. The only difference being this one has a much longer nose than average boards. Like this one, that's almost 7 1/4, so it's a little longer than average, but we can accommodate that. We got ourselves pretty well lined up. We're going to go ahead and draw in our nose. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Okay. Now I had to be real rough with that. You notice I kind of went under the nose there a little bit. It's kind of because I had to. But like I said, this is a longer nose than I'm used to. But it's still a good shape. Just longer. Y'all hanging with me? Any questions? Any comments? Does it suck? Is it boring? I don't know. So anyways, we got some rough, very rough nose and tail shapes. So we're going to try to draw those out a little bit better. Because those is a little misshapen. Can you see what I'm doing there? See if we can get you a little closer to the action. There we go, that's a little better. Anyways, we're trying to fix this. Pretty good. Still a little flat, but I think we'll be able to round that out pretty nicely on the shaper. So, our next side is no good. So we're going to get rid of that completely. Just no good. It was no good. I didn't like it. Yeah, that's a little better. I think we're doing all right. I think we're doing okay. So it's like a game of millimeters here sometimes. Just the slightest arc change will dramatically change the way a shape looks. This hair still looks pretty good. So, we're ready to cut. There we go. Now, oh, you dead. Yeah, fuck. There we go. All right. We are ready to cut. Mostly. Fix all of that. Okay. It's gonna be loud for a minute, so I apologize. But you know, listen to some music or something if you got to. My big head in the way the whole time? I'm sorry. Running out of places to put these damn things. Where the fuck am I supposed to... Where am I supposed to put them? Where? I'm like seriously running out of spots. Alright, so as you can see, we have our shape. Looks pretty good. Now, 32 and 1/8. Not bad, not bad. Alright. Let's get to cutting. Yes, it's rather loud, I know. I apologize. But, nothing I can do about that. Anyway. Damn tripod is not working with me. This is what we got. I think we did alright. I would totally skate this thing. Yeah. So we're gonna get these edges. We're gonna round that shit off. That's what we're starting with. That's what we're going to. Alright, so this is another loud one. I think the screen's gonna like vibrate and shit, but just hang with me, alright? Hang with me. Does it vibrate? Actually, not bad. we got it. Wait for this thing to slow down. It's super dangerous. Super dangerous. Don't worry. That won't affect it. It would if I mushed it in there, you know, but that'll just help slow it down. Okay. So after our shaping process, let me get this thing back up. Okay, we have it, but it's still a little rough around the edges. See that? So now yeah, still a little rough. Bet money this thing goes flying off of here. So the big idea here is you want to refine the shape, but you don't want to refine it too much. So if you refine it too much, you're going to start losing some of that crisp edge that people like so much. Like, if I were to go too much on this, it'd just be rounded too much. Kind of hard to describe, but trust me, it makes sense. I think it makes sense. anybody has any questions in the meantime while I'm doing all this, please feel free to ask. I love to help. I'm just not much of a talker, so like, sober skater, I see you. I see you. Not much of a talker, but I'm always happy to give you guys tips or advice or, whatever. It don't matter. I could like just make up things to say, but I don't think anybody wants that either. Anyways, here we go with this again. I knew it was going to happen. It was at the end of its life. This one might be too. Keep it going. Alright. So, we just dusty in here for whatever reason. Just done hitting it with the 120. But like I said, we're just trying to smooth out those edges. I think we got them pretty well smooth. Get that light over here. Yeah. Yeah, that's even worse. Yeah. There you go. It's just hard to do with these kind of lights. I apologize. So now we hit it 220. This is going to help lay down those fibers, get them to kind of settle down and lock into place. And get rid of any kind of burrs that might get in their finger or something like that. Not to mention, it makes it smooth as a bottom, let me tell you. So close, we're almost there. Alright. This is the finished product, by the way. Ooh, that was an hour. 1 hour. Pretty psyched. So, we'll work on it. We'll get better at them. I'll try to be a better presenter, I should say. Like I said, I don't know what to say most of the time. So you just hear me say some dumb shit. So I don't know what to tell you. But thank you for joining me. It's been really cool. I don't think I'm gonna do another one today. Anyways, appreciate y'all joining me. I'll see you on the next one. Word.